You fall down, get up. You fall down, get up. You fall down, pull yourself out the mud. You fall down, get up. You fall down, get up. You fall down, pull yourself out the mud. You don't ever get to choose your trials, tribulations, or blues, child. But still, it's your cross to bear. Ain't nobody said it was fair. Oh, you fall down, get up, fall down, get up, fall down, pull yourself out the mud. Ah, you fall down, get up, fall down, get up, fall down, pull yourself out the mud. All right. Welcome to the mud. This is the mud. You know what it is. Right here at the Skylark Lounge in East Austin, Texas. It's your man GP representing that Trybal Klef crew. And we up in here and I have a special guest. Everybody's special, but she's specialer because she's actually my friend. She's not just a musician. This is my homie. This is my dog. I want y'all to give some virtual dap to my partner, the phenomenal Miss Jennifer Harrold. What up, Jen?
You know, just, I don't know, being cool, I guess. I don't know.
Just being cool, I guess. So I want to give a little background. I don't call everybody my friend, and you know what I mean. So if I say that, then we're actually friends. But a little background on Jen and I's relationship. I told the story, you know, different times, but moved to Austin from Houston. My musical genres kind of changed along the way. I got into singing some blues, and the pandemic hit. So once the pandemic let up, I went to this bar on 6th Street called Friends, and they had a Sunday night jam. So Jen is one of the first people I met. She was part of the house band playing guitar. A few other people, you'll actually see them on this podcast as well if you haven't already. So Jen was playing the guitar, singing a little bit, but I noticed from day one she was a monster on this guitar. Like, I mean, phenomenal. Then I noticed later she was goofy. That's why I like her, because she's goofy, because I'm goofy. And it just makes for good fodder. And I know I'm not using that word right, but cool. But
No one
anyway,
knows.
Jen, it's crazy because, you know, you're a white girl, right?
Wait, I
That's
am?
how we say it, yeah.
Am I?
You're a white girl, right?
I wasn't aware.
So it's like you're a girl, but you're like, you know the stigma against girls playing guitar. And you can play the fuck out of the guitar. Like, I'm a fan, like, for real.
Thanks.
And then the other thing that struck me, throughout our relationship and talking is, you know, how much, like, how deep you're into the blues. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
that's why I threw the wide in there. But it's like, because I mean, blues is a historical black art form.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But it's like, it's funny because the person that got me into singing the blues was a little white dude. You know? So it's like, you guys, what I love about it is, I don't say you guys, but you people. But it's been younger white people that really wants to preserve the art form
Yeah.
that brought education to me about it. Even
Yeah.
though I grew up listening to it, it wasn't a part of my music fabric of something I wanted to do. And now it's like, this is something I should have been doing. You know what I mean? But it's like you're just immersed in it. So what what was your start with the blues? Like, where did the blues first come and grab a hold of you?
Well, I mean, the answer is going to be kind of probably what you expect.
Mm?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay.
I saw.
Who's he?
I don't know. This guy. But I saw a special about him on VH1 when I was, I think, 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I had already been playing for 3 or 4 years.
Mm.
And I was kind of just not sure what I wanted to do with guitar. I knew I wanted to play,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what. And I was listening to some stuff that my parents were listening to that I didn't really feel super strong about.
Like what? What was the vibe?
I still love, like, Creedence.
Okay.
I was listening to actually some Van Halen. I'd listen to Beach Boys, Deep Purple, and some of the stuff I still kind of listen to and whatever. but it wasn't anything that I had chosen myself.
Okay.
And I found Stevie, and I went, that right there, that's what I want to do.
That's what grabbed you by the balls.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then so Stevie was always great about letting you know where he got his influences from.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it was just really easy for me to go, all right, well, he covered this dude and he covered that dude and whatever, and he played with this person or that person, and just research that
Yeah.
and, get into their catalog and everything.
So Stevie Ray Vaughan was your hub to
Yeah.
the blues history, basically.
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, he obviously didn't really talk about a lot of, the history, just like this person or that person.
Well, just
But-
by him saying he studied this
Yeah.
and studied that, it kind
Yeah.
of opened you up. So it's
Yeah.
like basically like, okay, so if you're reading a book and you're doing a research paper, right?
Yeah.
Whoever you're reading, they make a reference to, well, this quote is from this book, this quote is from this book, and then you go read those books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it kind of like that for you?
It was kind of like that, but
Okay.
then also I really did get into the history of it.
For sure.
I am an undisclosed age. So, I mean, like, the library was the thing that I got a lot of my information from at first, and then we're going to reveal a little bit more, and then Angel Fire pages. Do you
Angel
remember those?
I don't remember those.
Where, like, anybody could make an HTML page about something.
Okay.
And so I loved this one blues page because it told you, like, all this history stuff, obscure information, like innuendos and, references and stuff. I
Yeah.
just loved that because
Well, I think, and this is just me, I think that gives you context. See, so many people out here, I'm I don't want to come across as the poser, the poser basher or whatever, but I will say this. A lot of people I come across that are claiming, this blues thing, they're posers.
Yeah.
They'll grab one
For sure.
little, because they don't understand the context and the layers
Yeah.
behind the blues. And a lot
Yeah,
of it
right.
comes from, like you said, the innuendos, the cultural aspects,
Yeah.
being black in America at that time.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just jokes. Like they would sit around and crack jokes on each other.
Yeah.
And that made its way into song.
You're right.
So it's like it's a lot of cultural layers
Yeah.
that are not being addressed from these so-called these blues police and these blues men that are walking around here,
Right.
looking like John Belushi. That makes
Yeah,
them
but
a
John
blues person.
Belushi actually did know stuff.
No, I'm talking
I know,
about just,
I know what you mean.
you know what I
though.
mean?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
just
well,
the facade of
I think a
I'm
lot
the
of
blues.
people gravitate towards the blues because it's easy,
Mm.
but it's not.
Nah.
It's like, I mean, you can really hear when somebody's just doing it because they don't really want to. I don't know. I really don't even know why somebody would pick it up if they don't mean anything by it.
Well, I mean,
you know?
it's the same thing as anything. I mean, even
Right,
like
sure.
in the, I grew up rapping, right? It's the same thing in the rap culture. It's a lot of people, they're not fucking good at rapping. I mean,
Yeah.
and I can say that. It's like, dude, you're not good. But
Right.
but like they're not very good. But they like the perks that come along with the lifestyle of if
Yeah.
you actually get something going, the
Right.
girls, the flashiness, the cars, the accolades,
Yeah.
but not the let me sit in my room for 3 or 4 hours reading a dictionary and thesaurus to get my vocabulary better so I can
Right.
write a better song.
Yeah.
These type of things.
Right.
They don't care about that.
Yeah.
They don't, it's a minutia, beneath it all. And so I think that's admirable because I can just tell by our conversations that you're not posing.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
I try not to anyway.
you've taught me about so many of these old blues men. You'll be talking about Blind Larry Johnson Pickett or some shit like from
That's not a
Tupelo,
person.
Mississippi.
That's not a person.
I know it's not. I'm just saying, but you'll say some shit like that. I'll be like, I need to go look him up on YouTube. And I've done that. Literally after some of our conversations. I went back to YouTube. Let me check this guy out. You know what I mean? Like after the last time we talked, you told me about a song, and I don't remember the name of it. But
Do the do?
no,
No?
it was a song that you said was inspired by the Tupelo song, John Lee Hooker Tupelo song.
Oh yeah. So I kind of changed the song around.
Yeah.
And yeah, but my song is inspired by Tupelo by John Lee Hooker. Yeah.
When we finished talking, I got in my car and I was heading home and I put it on because I'd never heard it before. So I put it on. I was riding, and I was like, okay, I hear the lick she was talking about. But that was my first time hearing that song.
Well, that's cool because most people don't actually take the time to look up what you tell them about. So.
I might talk to another man, might even let him tell me his name. Take down his number, play that little game. Comes to my house, knock on my front door. Get way too close and I wonder what I'm doing this for. 'Cause I'm loved so deeply. Now you know it's true. Go around that world down there, and it all comes back to you. I sit in my house, waste my time away. Work in the evening, and up past break of day. Start to get my mind straight. I kept on wandering round, getting little reminders every sight and every sound. Some love so heavy, I don't care, knows it's true. I'm going to do my own thing from there, but it all comes back. In my pillow, trying to close my eyes. Think about when you hear me die. Don't even have to try. I felt so bad about losing you. I went and made it right. Let me love you, darling, back in plain sight. I love so deeply, darling, you know it's true. Tore down that wall down there. It all comes back to you.
So let's back it up a little bit.
Okay.
North Canton, Ohio. We won't talk about it anymore. But you're from the Midwest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so at a very, very, very young age, I would say, you had a dream
Yep.
about, you shredding on this guitar. Tell us about it.
Well, it's not quite like that. It's really weird.
Okay.
I had a dream that I was on
That
the
one
stage.
day little black boy.
When you
I
said
couldn't
that,
help
I was like,
You said you laid it up. I had to catch the
I
alley.
know. There you go. But I had this dream that I was on the stage, and it was a giant red Stratocaster.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't playing it exactly. I was standing on it, and I was like hitting things and turning knobs and whatever.
Okay.
So, and you might say like that doesn't really. I don't know. To me, that's significant. And I think I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I had really not known anything about guitar. I really did not grow up in a musical family, so, you know.
Sounds like some past life shit.
Yeah,
It really does.
It's divinity, I think. You know what I mean? Regardless, it's some kind of divinity. It's just like something naturally drove me to this.
Now this was like it had a heavy impact on you though, because this was like you said, an undisclosed age ago that you had this dream, and it's still like you could see it vividly when we talked about it, and then okay, you said at 10 years old.
Yeah.
You went down south. What was it, Carolina?
North Carolina.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you got a guitar from your uncle, right?
Yeah, essentially. Well, it belonged to my mom first.
Okay.
Well, he bought it. He modified it. My mom bought it off of him. She was supposed to teach him, or he was supposed to teach her. It never happened, so she gave it back to him. And then many years later, we were down there, and he was trying to pawn it because he didn't really want it anymore for whatever reason. And I was just like, I want that.
So this was another one of those moments. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
piecing this thing together.
Yeah.
It was the dream at 7 or 8. You
Yeah.
got the guitar around age 10.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said you were a teenager and you read Stevie Ray Vaughan's biography.
Well,
Right.
I had also done that at one point, like at 17. I think I was 16 or 17 when I read his biography. Yeah.
So it's like all of these things kind of pieced together, and it's just like, you know what, that's my shit. It's the blues.
Yeah.
I'm running with this shit. So when I hear you play, I definitely hear the influence of the blues in it, and but I do hear other elements.
Yeah.
I hear some late 60s, early 70s in there. Is that what I'm picking up?
Hendrix.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then also Neil Young.
Neil.
For
whatever reason. Yeah.
I love Neil Young.
Do you?
Yeah, I call him Uncle Neil.
You know my friend Tyrell that plays guitar with us?
Well, yeah.
He loves Neil Young. He just spoke about him the other night.
Yeah.
He don't like Skinner because Skinner made that comment in Sweet Home Alabama.
But I'm
about
pretty
him.
sure like Neil, like I forget. There's some kind of lore, but it's not actually that whole song is tongue in cheek.
Oh, the Southern
But
Man.
yeah,
song?
but people not
Oh, Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, that whole thing is tongue in cheek, and people don't realize it
Yeah.
because they say something about in whatever they love their governor, and they say boo
Boo boo boo. Yeah. But people don't hear the boo boo boo.
Yeah, and they don't realize.
I said boo boo.
Ow. But yeah, people think, it's just like, oh, what was that Born in the USA? That song always gets misunderstood.
You talking
And
about Springsteen?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, oh yeah, they don't listen to anything past Born in the it's like, dude, listen.
That's the
There's no celebration going on there.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even know what the hell Springsteen said. And I was a kid when it came out. I just know he had on some tight jeans, and he was like, his veins was popping out of his neck. But I do like the other song. He had "Can't Start a Fire." I like that song. I really do. I do. I don't know.
I'm
His
really
jeans were tight in that video too, though.
Do you think that's why he sings that way?
I think
the tight
so.
jeans just like
Constricting.
squeezing. Just maybe he has it going on all the way up here. And
It was all I know is he could barely squat. Jeans were too tight. But
too tight.
let's talk about you though. You working on a new album.
Yeah.
Again, I think we have a lot of the same influences. And the crazy part is I didn't know I had these influences. They were always a part of me, just because of my upbringing. And like I said, like blues, psychedelic rock, like a lot of these things were being played around me because
Yeah.
I grew up around my elders. My uncle was into the Hendrix, psychedelic rock, kind of in the Parliament Funkadelic era. He was into that. So when I hung around him, that's what I heard. My grandmother was straight gospel. That's what played around the house, gospel music, straight up. And my grandfather, he was the one that was into the blues and Zydeco sometimes, but mostly blues music. So that was around me, you know what I mean? But I didn't know it was in me. You dig what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when we started talking about music, and I hear you play, like I said, I hear those elements. So who are, some of those cats that come out of that era that really just sparked you? You know what I mean? I know we talking. You haven't patterned yourself after anyone particularly, but which one? Like I could tell you like who sparked. Who lights like Curtis Mayfield lights a
Yeah.
fire in my. When I hear him, for my
Yeah.
writing type stuff. So who sparks that?
Well, I mean, so my, I guess, way of kind of using my influences is I had gone through a lot of different phases when I was younger,
Yeah.
where I would get so fully immersed in an artist that I would wear clothes that they would wear, I would read, I would listen to, I'd just get like
Like a
almost
role
like
play?
almost like a permanent Halloween costume for until I felt like I got everything I needed out of that, and then I'd move on. So I would just take what I liked from that particular person and keep that, and then move on. So like obviously Stevie, Hendrix, Neil Young, Janis, Lou Reed.
I want to ask you about Janis. You mentioned Janis, and I listen. I hear you sing. You don't sing loud. Janis is known for belting. What is it about Janis that drives you? Because I love Janis.
Her energy and her power.
Yeah.
Just like her absolute command over. Yeah, I would never say like, oh yeah, I can sing like Janis. As much as I've really just gone like, please, I want you. I can't.
Yeah.
Because
Not many can, yeah.
I only have what I have,
Yeah.
and with your voice, you have the restriction that you have.
There's
You know
them.
what
I
I
mean, you can
mean?
work
Like-
on it, but you can, you pretty much are who you
Yeah,
are.
like I
Yeah.
have the range that I have.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no, there's
Yeah.
no like I can kind of work with things in pockets or whatever, but like that's what I have. But I really just enjoy her power, and I feel like I use it not necessarily vocal power, but just like overall
I was going to say that.
conviction.
I was going to say
you
that,
know.
and you said conviction. I was going to say you convey it. That was the word I was going to
Yeah.
use. I was going to say that though. Like when I see you play, like of course I'm a singer, so I wouldn't, and I don't bullshit. I would, Jan, you sound like Janis because you don't sing
Yeah.
like Janis. Like I said, very few people do.
Right.
But when you play, you're fucking Janis. You know what I mean? It's like, 'cause fuck this shit. I want to get into this guitar talk.
Okay.
I fucking love the guitar. I wish I could play. I can't play with the shit, but I wish if I could just sit there and play the guitar, I probably
You
would.
might be able to make it sound good.
Maybe. I just
That's
never.
what
I
that's
never
what
played.
Hound Dog would say. He said it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound very good, or I can't play very well, but I can make it sound good.
I think if I learned I got to sit down and just learn the basics. I think my
Yeah.
ear will take over from there. But
Yeah.
let's get to the basics.
Okay.
Who's the best guitarist?
That's not a thing.
Why?
This isn't sports.
Come on with
It's
it.
not measurable. It's
Why?
art.
Okay.
It's art. I mean, like I'm a visual artist too,
Yeah.
and so
You drew a cool picture of me.
I did.
Yeah. That you never gave to me.
I
yet.
need to give it to you.
You need to give me the picture.
But I mean, like, it's not a contact sport. I mean, I can't even say who is my favorite because on any given day, it's somebody different. It's something different. It's just like, how do I feel today? I'm not even the same person every day.
Right.
Like, I'll get ready for a gig and I'll go like, who do I want to be tonight? I don't know. I'll take a look at my hair and see how it falls and then make a decision based on that. Like, who's the best
It's like
guitar?
a fucking voodoo ceremony. Let me get these chicken bones and shake them. And...
But like, I don't know who the best is, and I, yeah, I don't even know who is my favorite, but best means a lot of different things to a
True.
lot of different people.
True.
And you can say, like, this person's technically great,
Yeah.
but that's boring.
But the feel,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, I can tell you some of my current favorites maybe on the scene, or because I'm not really listening to a lot of music outside of local stuff at the moment.
That's pretty cool.
You know,
Same with me though.
I really, moving to Austin has been amazing for my guitar skills, because any night of the week you can go out and see somebody that's better than you, and you go, I want to do that, and I want to do that, and I want to do that, and you just, like, if you've played enough, you don't necessarily have to, like, practice, but going out to other people's gigs is practice.
That's a great way to fucking look at it, Jen. And I'll tell you why. Because the ego that drives a great musician, a lot of times it will constrict you. It'll keep you from seeing that, from saying, I can still learn and take bits and pieces from these. Like, I've been on stage for 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, seriously. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I'm still, I'll go out and I've picked up some stuff from Soul Man Sam.
Yeah.
And the way that he
Me
presents.
too.
I right now, like I said, I can go out and somebody do something, I'm like, I'm throwing that in the pot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So but a lot of people are just so egotistical that they just can't see anybody better than them, or no, I do. Well, they're good at that, but I'm better at this. It's like, so fucking what? You know what I mean? Like you said, it's art. So you're trying to quantify this shit for your own, to jerk yourself off kind of vibe. So, still want to stay on this guitar thing.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Oh, smokestack lightning, shining did it for Harrold, Ja, and the rest of funny. So let's go back to a time. So Jen and I played a gig in South Padre Island, Texas, and the two things that I remember the most about it was that it was extremely humid, and I was miserable, and I had on jeans. Why? I don't know. I wanted to kill myself, and we had a 3-hour
It's too
gig.
bad weather apps aren't a thing yet.
She's an asshole, but it was ridiculously humid. But anyway, the other thing was there was a guy that opened up before us, and Jen was bringing in her equipment. She had
It's
a
a
guitar.
Vibro King for all you nerds out there.
A who? A vibrator king.
Yeah, that's Vibro King. Why would I say vibrator?
I don't know. I was
king?
talking when you said it. I was interrupting. Shit. So she comes in. She puts her stuff down. She has a guitar and her amp and all that stuff. And this guy is playing and talking. His acoustic set. And he made I can't quote him verbatim, but he said something like, and they have a girl that's playing the guitar, and no, it's not her boyfriend's guitar. It's actually her guitar. And Jen had this sour look, like she just smelled some rotten fruit in the summer. Because she's like, "Did you hear what that dick said to me?" That kind of vibe. Because he was a dick. You know what I mean? So I'm sure you've gotten that a lot as a female that. Excuse me for calling you a girl earlier. You're a woman, but
I don't
as a female that that can actually play that shit. Like, how has that affected you? Like, how do you deal with that? Is it still a thing, or what?
It was for a while. I don't get it that much outside of Austin. Or no, the other way around. I get it more outside of Austin than I do within Austin. And usually, if it's somebody in Austin, it's a tourist that doesn't live here. But I mean, yeah, it's been a thing and whatever. But like, I'm at a place now that I'm very happy where people just say guitar player.
Yeah.
They don't put female, woman, whatever. They don't put that on there anymore. And that is, it's not a hurdle that dudes have to overcome, but I'm aware of it, whatever. But
Yeah.
that's my favorite. When people just say, you're my favorite guitar player, not,
Yeah. So you say because I know you don't really like to dwell on the past and
Right.
negatives, and it's just like, fuck it, I can't do nothing about people's perception outside of get up and just play the guitar.
Well, I mean, it's taken me a lot to get there. This last year has been, I've really been working on trying to just be in the positive and go in a direction where I'm just attracting positive things by just focusing on the things that I like and not really regarding the things that I don't like.
I think that's important. I mean, I'm the exact opposite. I want to be that way. I have yet to mature out of it. And I tell myself regularly, like literally I'm writing, and I tell myself regularly, don't do that.
It can be hard to work against something that you've done for a long time.
Yeah.
Undo some conditioning.
It's
so.
serious habit for me.
Yeah.
It's serious habit, and I literally have to stop and I speak out loud when I'm by myself, and I have to say, stop doing that. Stop going back. Stop having those conversations with yourself.
Yeah.
Stop dwelling it. I can't stop it from coming into my mind.
Right.
But I can stop myself from dwelling on it, and running the scenarios over and over in my head.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on that. I mean, we're all work in progress. Go
Yeah.
check out the Chocolate Quarters, my album. I have a song called "Working on Working It Out." That was a commercial break. So let's talk about your album before we get out of here. I got a
Okay.
few more minutes. I really wanted to touch more on that, because it's a very it's layered. It's a lot. I mean, even before we do that, just you being in the scene. Before we go to your album, just you being in the scene. How are you feeling about it? Like as far as the treatment of the artist, as far as where you want to go within it, and what I mean.
Oh, I mean, I think the scene is awesome. I think that the thing that really needs to be addressed is our pay needs to be updated.
Like in the poetry community.
Now, I will say places like the Skylark, and not just saying that because we're here and I work here and whatever.
Right.
They're great about, it's like 100% of the door goes to the musicians.
Yeah.
You know, they really, like, Johnny and Phil and Brooklyn and everybody here really try to make sure that everybody gets paid and
Yeah.
and feels like this is an actual home
A home,
and family, and not that stupid like corporate, like, we're a family. No, they actually mean it.
I agree.
Like,
Yeah.
Johnny, this is his passion project.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do this.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah. Shout out to the Skylark Lounge. I mean, look, we're hosting the show here because all I did was ask him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
like
sometimes,
literally,
like,
it wasn't a bunch of hoops. You know, I just asked, hey,
And-
this is an idea. We want to, can we do this? And
when I was trying to raise money for my album,
Mm-hmm.
Terry, who's another owner, his Terry Latouf,
Mm-hmm.
he said, "Well, why don't you just have it here? We'll open on a Monday. You know, we'll just see who will donate time, and just have it here."
yeah,
And it was just like that, and I was able to do that.
of the road gets so faded, you can't tell where you're headed next. And you get some kind of nostalgia for a place that you can't remember. Where, oh, where it exists. But you're headed home. It doesn't feel so alone. And nothing's real. Trying to remember the words to an unknown song. I look down and see the roadman say it won't be too long. But 27 miles is forever. When your eyes are sticking to time, but your brain is running wild. just wish you were here. Your body curled up next to mine. Some of the place, darling. Some of the time.
So on to the album.
Yeah.
That was a perfect segue. She's a
Yeah.
professional.
I totally did.
You
I mean,
did it on purpose.
Kind of, but also.
Come on, Goldie, let's get
I
back
did
to
it,
my album.
I did it, but also it was like, hey, that works.
Let's go back to the album. Let's talk about the album.
Mm-hmm.
It is untitled right now, but you're commissioning
it's-
me to come up
Yeah,
with the
it's
title.
your job.
Let's hear about it. What's where you want to go with that thing?
Oh, everywhere, man. I'm just
All over the world.
So yes, actually, I'm very excited about it. So you would think that I'd have an album already, but I don't. I have the live one that we had done right before COVID. I mean, like literally the day before everything shut down.
Wow.
But this one is 100% original.
Nice.
With the exception of, I apologize, Mr. Chester Burnett. I may have ripped off one of your songs and changed some lyrics so I could call it original. I asked for whiskey instead of I asked for water. But I actually made it be about Robert Johnson.
Okay. Oh, Chester Burnett is howling with ladies.
Yeah. I'm a nerd.
She want to call his government name out. He's hiding from the police. He don't need.
He's hiding in the ground from the police.
Yeah, well, that's where he's hiding. Quit snitching, Jen.
Maybe they shouldn't mark his grave then.
You snitching.
Snitching.
Snitches get stitches. But so let's talk about the album a little bit, and then we're gonna get up out of here. So let me, tell me about the feeling, where you're going with it, the drive, the inspiration. What we talking?
I mean, so it's blues based, you know.
Of course.
I'll never stray. But yeah, we've got the two songs that we played for this,
Yeah.
our originals.
I love them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what do you want to know about that?
Just the direction, the sound, the vibe.
Just,
Any ideas that you're pushing?
I
What do you want people to feel after they hear it?
I want it to be something that you can listen to and have a good time,
Yeah.
and kind of pull you through the essentially, like, we have it structured like I do a live show.
Mm-hmm.
We did basically do it live. We
Okay.
played it to a click track,
Okay.
but it's still like we were all three in the room.
Mm-hmm.
My amps were isolated in a different room, and they sound so good.
Yeah.
I daisy chained a couple of my things together. Can I?
Heard
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Vibra King and Vibralex together. They sound so good. And then like Craig was in the corner. He was DI. Lane was alive in the room, and
Okay.
then we were headphones. You
Yeah.
know, and so we were doing it live. And if it didn't work, we'd just redo it.
Okay.
We didn't do a whole lot of punch-ins or whatever. My vocals, we did a scratch track, and then I went back through. I've gone back through and overdubbed them.
Okay.
And Jake at Takeoff Terminal Studios.
I was getting ready to shout out Jake. Yeah.
He is amazing at giving directions on. It's like, he said, "Well, I don't know. I'm a pop producer. I don't." And I'm like, "Just tell me what you think. If I don't like it, I won't use it. Whatever." But he gave me some great directions that I actually have incorporated back into my live stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Jake, Takeoff Terminal
Yeah.
Studios. That's one of the homies. So look, it's been a blast. We've had some great conversations throughout our times of knowing each other over these last couple
Yeah.
of years, and I'm sure we had some very goofy ones too. But that's what keeps us young, right?
Those won't stop.
No, that's not gonna stop. So I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for coming out. You know, getting
Yeah,
down
for sure.
in the mud. This is the Mud Podcast, and you know, sharing your spirit and your ideas and your vibrancy. That's not a word. That's another one I made up tonight. Vibrancy.
Vibrancy?
Vibe with a V. I made it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
vibrancy. You can use it if you want.
Vibrancy.
That's better.
Yeah.
With a she put a R in there. So one more time, we about to get up out of here. This is my friend, the phenomenal, one of the best guitarists, and I'm not bullshitting when I say this. One of the best guitarists I ever seen play live. Like, dude, you gotta go catch a Jennifer Harrold in the Resophonics show. It's that's what you said. It was John in Resophonics, but
It
now
used to be, and I changed it because people kept thinking we were reggae.
yeah, because of John. Yeah. So
I get it.
one more time, go. Hey, tell them where they can follow you online before we get out.
Oh, jahblues.com. JAHblues.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
So this is where you're gonna get that real shit, that authentic shit, all the way down into your gullet. You know what I mean? So I want to say again, thank you to Jen.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to your band that came out and did the thing. Hopefully we can get you on, you know, when this thing get big, when we blow up Schweitz. And, you know, we can do a little more rapping, because by that time, you're probably going to be touring the world with that fucking album, because I know it's going to be great. So dig it. We out this thing. It's your boy GP, up in the mud. And I need you to do me a favor. Before we get out here, everybody looks in the camera and says, "Let's get muddy." Let's get muddy. Say that.
Okay. Let's get muddy.
Say it in the camera.
Let's get muddy.
She's goofy and she gets me goofy. That's my buddy though. We out of here.
All right.
We out this thing. See y'all next time in the mud. Shout out to my bud Charlie, CG, Arius, KJ, Phil, Skylark Lounge. Out this thing.